Hello, welcome to the Echo Tips Podcast. In this week's episode, we're going to be talking about food. That's right, food on your Amazon Echo. In past episodes, we've talked about recipes, calorie intake, and a lot of neat things you can observe or skills you could use with your Echo. In particular, today we're going to talk about the ability to customize food preferences that you might have for you and your family. Are you vegetarian? Are you vegan? Are you trying to eat kosher? All those sorts of questions that may affect the types of recipes and foods the Amazon Echo might recommend to you. But before we get into that any kind of detail and how to do that, we're going to go to a brief message about our podcast, and then we'll be right back. This episode is brought to you by New Vision at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys, and also made possible in part by a grant from the Virginia Board for the Blind and Vision Impaired. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving Central, Southwest, and Southside Virginia. Goodwill's mission is to empower individuals, strengthen families, and inspire communities. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Hello, welcome back to the Echo Tips Podcast. It's good to have you all with us this week. For our new listeners, I'd like to introduce myself and tell you what you're listening to. My name is David Ward. I'm an assistive technology instructor with the New Vision program at Goodwill, and at the tail end of the episode, I'll mention how you can find out more about me and things that I'm doing, or reach out with ideas or suggestions for future episodes. Now, what are you listening to? You're listening to a little podcast where we have little nuggetized episodes about the Amazon Echo. New things you can do, old goodies that maybe have some revisions and the like. And even we touch on hardware and things like that as well. For both our new listeners and our returning listeners, we'd like to welcome you. Because of you, we have nearly 80,000 listens, and we'd love for you to continue to share out good little episodes that you hear about. Give us a 5-star review, give us a thumbs up, share us on social media. Okay, so we're going to delve right into our material here, and it's related to food, something we all enjoy very much. All those baked little goodies, those air-fried, deep-fried, all sorts of different types of things we love to cook in skillets and all sorts of fashions. And yet, but many of us have food preferences. Maybe even allergies and things like that. Now, I haven't found anything about allergies quite yet, but I'm very hopeful at some of the things I'm seeing right now. Now, this recently came out in one of the monthly newsletters that we get from Amazon about new features, and sometimes they revisit some of the oldies as well, but I don't recall ever seeing this one again. And going back to season 1, food has always been a big part of the Echo, the hands-free ability to be in the kitchen and interact and make a recipe. And the all recipes skill was very, very popular and very robust from the get-go. And I think a lot of that's been more natively integrated into the Echo so that you can just you don't have to say open all recipes and then give me a brownie recipe. You can just do a lot of things natively. And I think that's probably one of the resources, if not the core resources, it pulls from. But I haven't really been able to delve into the back end about how this actually functions and the like. But that's neither really here nor there. If you find it useful, then you find it useful. Now, if you have an Echo in hearing distance of me, I'm going to be giving commands here in just a second. So you might want to shut its ears off if that is the case, and that way I'm not tripping your Echo in near proximity to my voice. So you can push a little button on there, shuts her ears off. Okay, well, which reminds me, I probably need to turn my ears on mine here in the studio. But anyhow, first off, let me give you some broad strokes here about some of the things you can do. Of course, you can ask, I said brownies already. Let's look at other options we have here on the webpage. So other options you could maybe throw out here, and this is going from the recent webpage posting about this, is you could say, Alexa, what should I eat? Oops, I guess my Echo is hearing me.
Here are some ideas for what to eat.
Okay, so right now on my Amazon Echo Show, it's visually showing those things on the screen. And if I needed, if I had a vision impairment like I actually honestly do, I could turn on voice view and run my finger over some of those. And I think it's even showing little pictures as well. I could say also, a lady find a pizza recipe. A lady find a, yada, yada, yada recipe. But this is the one thing I wanted to mention today about food preferences that I think you might find especially interesting. Now, we're going to be kind of running through this on the fly because I didn't want to set this preference for food preferences and then not figure out how to undo it so I could show you guys, from beginning to end. And so we're going to kind of run through it the way we'd experience it for the first time. So I will say, Alexa, open my food preferences.
Here are your food preferences. Tap the ones that best fit your household's diet.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is exactly what we want. Now, visually on the screen of my Echo Show, it shows these different food options, and I'll run my finger over here, and you'll hear the voice view screen reader kind of read them.
Vegetarian, not selected.
Vegetarian.
Vegan, not selected. Pescatarian, not selected. Paleo, not selected. Keto, not selected.
That's very big right now.
Kosher, not
and
selected.
Kosher.
Any additional preferences? Choose all that apply.
Oh, okay. So you could actually choose multiple things here. So that's kind of interesting. So like, if you wanted to do kosher and keto, so that's pretty cool. So for me, I am not easily defined by any one of these things, but I do have a dairy allergy, so I'm going to hit vegan. Just because that sometimes seems to be useful because everything's got milk, butter, and cheese in it. And typically, if you're just using the sighted mode, you just tap that. I got to double tap it to activate it.
Vegan, selected.
Okay, once it's selected.
Double tap to activate.
And like it implied, you can choose multiples here. Then I need to hit this button in the bottom right corner.
Save button.
Save.
Preferences saved. Vegan.
And then it says preferences saved, and it looks like we're good to go. Alexa, go home. Okay, so now let's see if this influences my recipes that she recommends to me by doing what I said earlier. Alexa, find a pizza recipe.
Finding some pizza dough recipes. Okay, for pizza dough, here's a few recipes.
Oh, okay. So on screen it's showing some things. I could obviously track through that with my finger using voice view, or if you're just, didn't have voice view on, you could just tap one of them or scroll through the list. I wonder if I can get something else. Alexa, give me a brownie recipe. Brownies.
Finding some brownie recipes. Okay, for brownie, here's a few recipes.
Okay, so very similar. It's just giving me pictures and then I can select them. Okay, so it just gives you a little bit of an idea. Kind of cool and might be pretty handy. Now, I don't know how this feature will continue to unfold. For example, with voice matching and with the new Echo Show 15 with visual identification. In other words, both of those features allow you to customize content to whoever's voice, or in that case, face, is standing in front of the unit. And so I wonder if that will eventually, we'll see that kind of reflected in recipes. For example, if we had one family member that was vegan and somebody else that was, I don't know, something kosher or whatever, or doing keto. So that might be kind of interesting to see how that tracks with the Amazon Echo in the future and how it makes some advancements. All right, so that kind of brings this episode to a close. We appreciate your listenership. If you'd like to reach out to me with ideas or suggestions, feel free to go to Facebook or Twitter and reach out to Goodwill Industries of the Valleys about the Echo Tips podcast from the New Vision program. You can also find out more about what I'm doing and my program is involved with at goodwillvalleys.com/newvision. That's all lowercase and no spaces. And we're always looking for people to support the podcast or sponsorship, so that's you can always reach out for those opportunities as well. Okay, well, it's time to turn the ears back on your Amazon Echo, start practicing some of the many things that you've learned. I'm David Ward for the New Vision program, and we thank you for listening.
Thanks, Dave. Let me tell you a bit more. Let me put on my official sounding voice. Ahem. Ahem. This episode is brought to you by New Vision at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys and also made possible in part by a grant from the Virginia Board for the Blind and Vision Impaired. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving Central, Southwest, and Southside Virginia. Goodwill's mission is to empower individuals, strengthen families, and inspire communities. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Thanks for listening.